Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Either we live as body or we live as soul or the jiva. Till such time this is maintained, we are leading a life of a pathetic existence. As a body you can never be happy, because body has millions of problems and we will have to go through those problems. So the only way is to get out of the body identification. Second thing, we live as a soul or the jiva, and till such time we live as a soul or the jiva, we will have millions of questions. Whether karma first or the jiva first. The jiva does the karma produces the jiva. So, egg first or the bird first? See, friends. The only way is to understand properly. So, the first understanding is, by any logical, intelligent thinking, we cannot prove that we are the body. Second thing, who is this jiva? With this jiva, many people are extremely miserable. It is only because we are not focusing attention on the principle of life. Our attention is on the individualities. One day I was somewhere on my way to Kedarnath. At the base of Kedarnath, we had to halt, and next morning we start walking 14 kilometers. So it was a dark night, no lights. Everybody was tired, frustrated. And when people are tired, frustrated, that is my celebration. So I thought the best way is to run away from here. I went on the top of the house, and on the floor I lied down back. Where Swamiji has gone? Where Swamiji has gone? Somebody said, he has gone above. Upar chale gaye. So few of them came. Swamiji, I said, don't talk, lie down around like this thing. Now look at the sky. Yes. Now this experience that you are going through, say it in one line. Don't give pravachan, don't give lecture. So one person said, oh, it is so dark. I said, enough. Next one. There are many stars. Good. Next one. When the food is going to be ready? Next one. Swamiji, is it cold up there? I said, next one. By then our food was ready and they called, food is ready, come, let's go. No, you also have to tell, now what did you experience? I said, I experienced. There is a very huge sheet of steel, black, and there are many holes in that. And because of that, the one light behind that black sheet of steel, so many holes, it appears as if there are many lights. Behind all the holes, there is one light. We are all holy. Behind all of us, there is one principle. But our attention is either in the darkness or in the holes. Our attention is either on the body or the embodied. And we don't inquire, what is the meaning of the jiva, soul? And as I told you yesterday, see friends, Jiva or the soul is a phenomenon. It is not an individuality. In Sanskrit language it is said, the Jiva is abhivyakti, manifestation, not a vyakti, not individuality. We all suffer as individuals. When the doctor, the students go to the medical college and they study, they don't study the anatomy of the dead body. They study the anatomy of the human beings. It is just a sample. See, friends, in the same manner, spiritual practice is getting out of the effect and merging in the cause. Thereafter, going beyond the cause and effect. These are the three stages through which we have to go on our spiritual journey. See, friends. And therefore, first we are told that we are the external self, gross body, as the first I, Atma. Then the second Atma was the inner one, the Jiva, who is controlling the life of this body. See? Like we invoke the horsepower in a car by ignition, in the same manner we invoke the donkey power in us when we get identified with the gross body. It is the horsepower which is pushing the car. In the same manner, it is the donkey power which is pushing us in this world. So is the horsepower different from car to car? The horsepower of Toyota is Japanese. The horsepower of GM is American? No. It is the principle. It is not individuality. And what is the horsepower? It is a phenomenon. In the same manner, Jiva or the life is a phenomenon. Therefore, in Sanskrit, the word is called as Jivana. Jiva, no, not. We are not the soul. We are the whole soul. And who is this third I, the real I? That is what is said now in the next mantra. Atha paramatma nama yatha aksharaha upasaniyaha sacha pranayama pratyahara dharana dhyana samadhi yoga anumana adhyatma chintakam vatakarikava shyamakaha kandulova balagra shata sahasra vikalpanabhi salabhyate na upalabhyate na jayate na mriyate na shishyati na klidyate na dahyati na kampate na vidyate न छिद्यते निर्गुणः साक्षी भूतः शुद्धो निरअवयव आत्मा सूक्ष्मः केवलः निष्कलः निरंजनः निर्विकारः शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस गंध वर्जितः निर्विकल्पः निराकांक्षः सर्वव्यापी सः अचिन्त्यः निर्वर्ण्यः च पुनाति अशुद्धानि अपूतानि निष्क्रियः तस्य संसारो नास्ति. Now who is the ultimate self that we are? See? So there are three stages. One is the instrument through which expression happens. Second thing is the expression. And third is what is expressing. Three. So the first is the body through which life expresses. So this is the first Atma we recognize. Second thing, what is the expression of life when somebody is alive or not alive? How do we know? See? So we have some physiological parameters and we see that yes, there is still life in that. That means there is somebody already there. Then question is, who is expressing? This third principle is the Supreme Self. Like there are many bulbs, there are many fans, there are many instruments, but the electrical energy behind all of them is one. In the same manner, there is one reality, which is expressing through the stones as inertia, through the plant kingdom as existence plus life. Through the animal kingdom as existence, life and knowledge. And through the human beings as existence, life, knowledge and bliss. The differences are on account of the gadgets which are fixed. See friends, this is our essential nature. And when we are able to be aware of this, and how do we become aware? The teacher tells, Aksharaha iti upasaniyaha. Now come to analyze, evaluate your own experience. Upasana means, upa means near. Asana means to go and sit. Sit very near to yourself. All that can be rejected is not the self. That which cannot be rejected, that is you. Now find out what can be rejected. The world can be rejected, possessions can be rejected, relations can be rejected, waking world is rejected along with Mr. Waker. Dream world along with Mr. Dreamer is rejected. Deep sleep along with Mr. Deep Sleeper is also rejected. And Samadhi also along with the Samadhi person is rejected. But there is one entity which can never be rejected. And that entity is experience of every one of us. And what is that entity? We never have the experience of our birth. We do not have the experience of our growth. We do not have the experience of our death. And we do not have the experience of our absence. And yet, we are afraid, when I die, what will happen? People are waiting. What will happen? Nobody is indispensable in this world. When we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking. When we leave this world, there will be no lacuna. Conclusion, therefore our presence in this world is most uncalled for. But we feel, without me, life cannot move. See friends, I make a statement and find out who can make this statement. Or can this statement be made? I had good sleep, but sometimes I had bad dreams in between. Who can make this statement? The one who is awake cannot make this statement because in the deep sleep he is not there. I had bad dreams. Who can make this statement? The dreams were experienced by the dreamer. In the waking experience, there is no dreamer. Yet we make this statement. So who is this? He could be only that who is present in the waking experience but does not become the waker. Who is present in the dream experience but does not become the dreamer. Who is present in the deep sleep but does not sleep. Who is present in the samadhi but is not afraid of breaking the samadhi. This eternal presence is our unquestioned experience. Don't believe. It is not, if you don't believe, you will go to hell. See? I remember once, many years before, must be about 30 years before, that time I had come for the first time to USA. And somewhere on the mall, my friend dropped me there. And he said, Swamiji, I will come. You can sit here. I said, okay, you go. I don't need you. I was just moving around. One person came with a big frock, parked his car. He came to me. And he asked me, excuse me, are you Hindu? I said, any objection? No. Do you believe in Jesus? I said, no. I believe in Lord Jesus. Okay, Lord Jesus. Then you are a Christian? I said, yes, I am a Christian. But you said you are a Hindu. I said, yes, I am a Hindu. If you say like this, how it is possible? You are both Hindu and Christian. I said, latest technology, 2 in 1. When I said like this, he became so angry. If you say like this, you will go to hell. Then I asked him, excuse me, where will you go? He said, of course I will go to heaven. I said, if you are going to go to heaven, I will prefer hell. Friends, this going to hell and heaven, last life, this life, sin and merit, this is KG1 spirituality. Rise above this. Enough of it. Study Kathopanishad. In Kathopanishad, Nachiket is the student. And he asked a straight, blunt question to his guru, the Lord Death. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, anyatra asmat kruta krutat, anyatra bhutaccha bhavyaccha, yattat pashyasi tadvad. Oh teacher, tell me something more than this dharma adharma. If you do this thing, it is a sin. If you do sin, you go to hell. If you do this thing, it is a merit. If you do merit, you go to heaven. That KG1, I am not interested. Anyatra asmat kruta kruta. Don't tell me cause and effect. Cause and effect is an illusion. It is not the reality. See, friends, effect alone determines the cause. If there is no effect, cause cannot be established. And therefore, the effect is the cause of the cause. So who is real? See, one day, one father was scolding his son. I gave you birth to see this day. So the son got angry. Dad, enough is enough. ABCD. You know ABCD? America born, confused Desi. So he was, Dad, enough is enough. Why? Who told you that you gave me birth? Now the father started shaking. Now what Mahabharata is bringing out? He said, who made you father? Unless I was born, you are not a father. So you are father because of me. So I am your father. Now see, the father is the son of the father and the son is the father of the father. See? Who is the reality? Anything which is mutually dependent as cause and effect is an illusion. See, friends, when the son dies, something happens to the father who was never there, but the man continues to exist. When the father dies, something happens to the son who never existed, but the child continues to exist. Anyatra asmat kruta kruta. Don't tell me this baby one, cause and effect. It's all rubbish. See? Anyatra bhutaccha bhavyaccha yattat pashyasi tadvada. And tell me that which is beyond the limitations of time. Bhuta, past, bhavya, future, chakarat, vartaman, and the present. Don't tell me cause and effect and present and the past and the future. This is only as long as the mind is vibrant. When the mind is folded, there is neither sin nor merit. There is neither cause nor effect. There is neither time, past or future. All these three things are only at the level of the mind. And all our spirituality is getting entangled in this mind. See? And therefore, when the people get on to the spiritual path, for example, yoga, the most misunderstood thing in the whole world is yoga and meditation. Any Tom, Dick and Harry wants to do meditation, as if it is a upama. And then what meditation we do? Go and sit in one posture like that. And then don't think. How not to think? I also don't know, keep quiet. These are all the cartoons of meditation. See friends, remain out of this. Otherwise what happens, Swamiji, since I came on this line, this is another question many people ask me. Swamiji, when did you come on this spiritual line? Look here, spiritual line. So I tell them, जब से लाइन मारना छोड़ दिया इस लाइन पर आ गया. This is not the way. So, what is your experience, my dear teacher, that you tell me? What is your experience? And in reply to that, what Bhagavan Yamaraj tells, the Lord Death tells, the same verse is stolen by Bhagavan Krishna and put into Bhagavad Gita without referring. He was a thief anyway. न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. The self that we are, न जायते म्रियते वा, is never born nor ever dies nor undergoes any modifications. It neither has a cause nor does it produce any effect. It is beyond cause and effect. Nityaha, ever the same. Sarvagataha, the space is in the reality. The reality is not everywhere. See friends, therefore, upasaniyaha aksharaha iti. This self has to be recognized. Go and sit nearer to your own self. All that can be rejected, go on rejecting. We come to a point where rejection is rejected. This presence is not created. It is uncreated experience. This experience is not recognized by sense organs. Suppose in a room there is no light and a child is there and you ask, is there somebody inside? The child says, I don't know. Why you don't know? There is no light, how can I see myself? No. We know ourselves without the use of sense organs. Are you there? Let me leak and find out whether I am there or not. No. Are you there? Let me smell. I think I am there. No. We do not fall in the purview of operations of sense organs, organs of action, mind and intellect. This is our experience. It doesn't matter what we are, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, any damn, it doesn't matter. See friends, aksharaha iti upasitavyaha. All spiritual practice is undoing. It is not doing something. The moment we start doing, we create a person. And when we give importance to the person, we get divided. But when we recognize the principle, we get united. Whatever may be your political field, whatever may be your religious belief, nobody has any difference of opinion as regards the scientific discoveries are concerned. Because it doesn't belong to a person. It is not given by a person to a group of people. It is a scientific truth. In the same manner, this truth is to be recognized. Aksharaha. Akshara means what? The one which can never be modified, destroyed, because it was never created. So this is the ultimate self. It is beyond the limitation of time, space and object. So to go beyond the influence of the object, rise above the body identification, gross world will never bother you. Here, I see many places, garage sales. What is the garage, sir? They keep on accumulating so much of stuff in the house. And finally there is no place. Therefore all the cars are on the road. Garages are full. All the garbage of the world is there. And when there is no more place, then they will open a garage sale. Why did you collect it? See, friends, don't look at each other. Husband looks at the wife, wife looks at rise above the objects. Desha kala vastu, the object. Then going beyond the time. Going beyond the time is rising above the notion of being a soul. We are not a soul. We are the absolute reality, expressing as a soul. I am a man, expressing as a husband because of the upadhi of the wife. I am a man, expressing as a father because of the upadhi of the son. By God's grace, when my wife goes away, she takes the husband in her purse. I remain behind happily. Nothing happens to me. Because husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, these are imaginations. They are not right. They are not real. They are the virtual realities. See, friends, this reality which can never be denied, that is our essential nature. And about this, there are many techniques told. Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Then Ashtanga Yoga is told. And if you study Patanjali Yoga Darshan, you will see they talk only about the Prakriti, 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 Prakriti. And all the attention is only holding on to the Prakriti, you know. You should not think. Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Nirodha. And you keep on biting your teeth and what happened? Don't disturb your mind, pakad. Nothing will happen. I went to the eye doctor and I told, Dr. Saab, when I open my eyes, I see everything perfectly well. So doctor said, it's not a problem. Oh, it's not a problem. I thought it's a problem. Then I went to the ENT specialist. You know ENT specialist? The one who catches your ear and asks you to pay through nose. If you don't, who cuts your throat? He's got ENT specialist. So I went to the ENT specialist and told him, Dr. Saab, when my ears are open, I can hear everything perfectly well. So this is not a problem. No, it's not a problem. Very good. In the same manner, if the thoughts come in the mind, where is the problem? Thoughts should not come in the mind. Should the thoughts come in the nose? You can clean any time you like. Where is the problem? There is no problem. See, friend, don't struggle. And when we thus become more and more aware of this principle, which is supporting both health and disease, joy and sorrows, gain and loss, victory and defeat. This principle is beyond all these relatives. This is our essential nature. Instead of that, we keep on sitting and then go on pushing ourselves inside, and then another thing, you know, like many people get the victims of this Kundalini. Two people came to me in Bombay. One person, Swamiji, he is my friend and he has got some questions and problems. And his problem is, I said, is he dumb? Can he talk? Yes, he can talk. Let him talk. So he started talking. Swamiji, my Kundalini is awakened. All my chakras are open by my Guru's grace. But what happened? Thereafter my Guru died. No, I don't know what to do next. Therefore I have come to you. Then I started laughing. He said, why are you laughing? I said, you have already eaten one Guru. You have come to kill me. I will not talk to you. Go away. Go away. See, that poor guru opened your chakras and awakened your kundalini and you killed him. Run away, don't look. I don't want a shadow of yours. Remember one principle, that about which you have no doubt, you have no question, that is you. We have no doubt, we have no question about our being. Now what spiritual practice will you do? Then be happy. That's all. It is all undoing. It is not doing something. Similarly, it is not becoming God. It is unbecoming devil. See, it is something like today somebody wrote me a letter, email. Swamiji, I was going through your book Sadachar, and when I was going through, I clearly understood that I cannot be the Vishwa and the Tejas. Vishwa is the one who is identified with the gross body. I cannot be maker. Tejas is the one who is identified with the subtle body, the Jiva. I cannot be that. But you have never mentioned anywhere your slogan, therefore happiness manifests. So please explain. So I wrote to her. When there is a darkness in a room and we lit a torch, what happens? How will you explain? You will explain, darkness has gone and light has come. Are these two things? Absence of darkness itself is the presence of light. All the miseries pertain to this waker and the dreamer. When the waker and the dreamer has disappeared, there is no need to tell that you are happy. See friends, it is not only vocal. Do you know, आजकल happy हो गए. Now these days I have become very happy. Since I came on a spiritual path, I am very happy. People call me mad, but I am happy actually. You don't have to. Being happy means living at zero complaint level. No complaint about anything, about anybody, at any place, on any account. That is being happy. Therefore, many people get lost in this pranayam, pratyahara, etc. And then they start imagining that the Atma, the soul, is like a small seed. Vadakanika means the seed of a banyan tree. Have you ever seen the seed of a banyan tree? The seed of a banyan tree, nobody has seen. Because banyan tree means, the fig trees. All the trees belonging to the fig family, they have got a very peculiar thing. If you take the fruit, dried one, and sow the seeds, they will never germinate. When the fruits are eaten by the birds and the seeds are processed through the GI tract, gastrointestinal tract of the bird, and then thrown in the beach outside, that seed alone can be germinated. So they think that Atma is so small inside. Some of them say it is so small if you take the tip of the hair and then divide it 100 times and then take the 1/100th of the divided tip of the hair and then further divide it 1000 times, what will be the small thing? That is the Atma. And therefore when we sit for meditation, अंदर जा रहे भूल गए, I don't know where to go. That is not. See friends. Now the third principle. We have gone beyond objects, we have gone beyond time. Now we have to go beyond space. And for that, I told you yesterday or day before yesterday, play meditation. Don't do meditation. If you do meditation, you will get headache. and more frustration. Then how do we play meditation? You are sitting, now we have to play. Now let me play meditation. Now I become a husband for some time. Now let me see what kind of thoughts come. The wife will come with a big list. You never get anything for me. Other people's husbands, see how nice they are. I don't know, why did I get married to you? When this drama is going on, now say, this meditation is over, switch off. Then you become a father and sit in meditation. Then, Dad, I know you have gone to the school without shoes, but in this country it is not allowed. Dad, your dad was poor, my dad is rich. Why are you jealous? Give me more shoes. Meditation. Then stop. Then third meditation. Now remain as Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody will have no thoughts. So what is your meditation? Spiritual unfoldment means not freedom to the I, but freedom from I. Unless this I is dropped, we are nowhere near the reality. Take your daily experience. When you go to sleep, what exactly happens? Observe that phenomena. That is meditation. So we go and lie down on the bed. First, we close all the windows, doors, everything, and the alarm is set, and then everything is set. Then we cover ourselves. Then we close our eyes, and then one japa begins. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. And ultimately, when I and the want, when these two things disappear, the sleep begins. Till such time, I and want is there, sleep has not begun. So even for a simple thing like a deep sleep, we have to delete this I. To discover our infinite reality, we have to delete this pokey personality. I am doing meditation, I am walking the spiritual path, and I am better than others. Friends, spiritual life is not becoming someone extraordinary, but spiritual life is coming down to the most ordinary. See, friends, then only the truth is recognized by us. And then we come to know, na jayate, na mriyate, na shishyati. Then we come to know that we are neither born nor destroyed. Nothing ever touches us. That is why, nobody has experienced that he has become old. All the old people have the same comment. So many people call me old, but I don't feel I am old. You can never feel. Because you have never become old. It is your body which has become old. And what people look at you is your body, not you. See, in Calcutta, one person came and he asked me this question. Morning I went for a little walk and he came in a short with a golf cap on his head. And very small personality, maybe about 5'1", 5'2", like that. He came. And I was sitting on a bench, nicely enjoying. So he stood. Tell me, what is my age? To an unknown person in a garden in the morning, somebody comes and asks this question. What will be your interaction? He asked me, tell me what is my age? So I looked at him. I said, 3 years. Because such a question can be asked only by a baby, not by a grown-up person. No, tell me really, what is my age? I knew his disease. So I told him, you are 18 years of age. Yeah, that is what I knew you will tell me. Everybody thinks I'm 18 years old, but actually I am 81 years young. See, the body has grown, you have not grown. Nobody can have the experience that we have grown. See, friends, this principle, which has not undergone any change, although all changes are supported by this reality, that is our reality. Therefore, Nirgunaha Sakshi Bhutaha, the immediate witness of everything, in whose presence everything is happening, but no happening is able to influence, and therefore, Niravaya, without any part, Sukshmaha, extremely subtle, Kevalaha. Kevalaha means where there are no differences on account of anything. See, these are all technical terms. When you read the English translations and try to understand the scriptures, then only the misunderstanding comes. See, the seekers of truth leave everything and go after the teachers, spend their whole life, then they get some glimpses of understanding about the scriptures. And we want to know the meaning of the scriptures by reading the English translations. In Vedanta it is said, Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasan. We have to listen, not read. Because printed material has its own limitations. It cannot give you exhaustive thing. Therefore, Kevalaha means where no kind of differences are possible. What are the possible differences? There are three factors which constitute the total creation. One is the soul, Jiva. Second is the Jagat, the world. And third is the Ishvara, the God, who created this mischief. Three of them. So, Kevala means where the differences on account of Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, the soul, the world and the God do not exist. Which are the differences? The difference between the Jiva, the soul and the world. Second, difference between the Jiva and the God, the creator. Third, the difference between the creator and the created world. Fourth, the difference between the Jiva and the Jiva. Fifth, the difference between the Jagat and the Jagat, the world and the world. That in which all these five kind of differences are totally absent. That eternal, homogeneous, undivided, uncreated, infinite, unmodified, uncorrupted, never-ending presence is our essential nature. And nearest to this is the space. Be very attentive. Space supports forms, shapes and sounds. Forms are many. The space which is supporting all the forms is one. Sounds are many. The silence which is supporting all the sounds is one. Shapes are created and destroyed. The formless, shapeless space is neither created nor destroyed. The sounds are created, remain and destroyed. The silence is uncreated, therefore never destroyed. And this silence, which we are talking about, is not against the sounds. See, friends, if there is a sound, there is no silence. If there is silence, there is no sound. But there is one space called as Chidakasha, the conscious space, which supports both the sounds and the silence, and therefore beyond the sound and the silence. See, like the mind supports both noble thoughts, ignoble thoughts, divine thoughts, devilish thoughts. Therefore, what is mind? Mind is beyond this. Eyes support red color, green color, yellow color, blue color. So eyes are beyond all colors. This eternal presence, Kevalaha, undifferentiated, although appears to be differentiated on account of the conditionings. Like space is one. Because of the conditioning of the sun and the earth, we name the space in 10 different ways. North, east, west, south, the corners, up and down. Because of these names, north, east, west, south, the space doesn't become divided. It is only in imagination. This homogeneous, undivided, conscious space is the real self that we are. See, friends, now where is a place for sin and merit? Karma. The most disgusting thing in the life is karma. See, the sincere seekers of truth, they don't get lost in this karma. This is for babies. See, friends, who gets lost in the karma? Two people. Those who are following the path of dharma, religion, and those who are following the yoga. They get lost in this thing. Devotees never get lost in that. Devotees have got a special status. They bypass the law of karma. Do you know why? Because devotees don't do anything. They say whatever is happening is Lord's will. So I am not the doer. If I am not the doer, the law of karma cannot operate on me. See, one day in Delhi, one of my friends, she was driving car and jumped the red light and police came and stopped. And in India we have got clarity. So he said, 200 rupees fine without receipt, 500 with receipt. Options. So I looked at him. He said, Babaji, don't look at me. I am not fining you. I said, why not? I am also sitting in the car. He said, no. The traffic rules are applied only to the driver, not to the passengers. See what a great truth he told me. Law of karma is applied only for those who have the arrogance of doership. See, friends. And who is the devotee? He doesn't have the arrogance of doership. For him, yat karma karo vitattadakilam shambho tavaradhana. O Lord, whatever is done is thy worship. See, friends. Therefore, this cause and effect karma yoga, it has got its own place. They are not useless. But you can't continue to be in KG1 throughout your life. I asked the other day one person, 35 years, I said, hey, what are you doing? I am in KG1. Now also, yes, I like that miss. Then what did you do? I got married to her, but I continue to be in KG1. Hare Ram Ram. We have to grow. See? And in this manner, Nirgunaha, Kevalaha, Nishkalaha, Niranjanaha, Nirvikaraha, none of the modifications on account of any condition are valid, and therefore Achintyaha, Nirvarnyaha cannot form an object of understanding or knowledge. Be attentive. How do you know that you have vision? When the eyes are able to see the colors and the forms, then we say we have vision. Suppose there is absolute darkness. and you have to find out whether you have vision or not. What can you do? You cannot do anything. So to see the colors and forms, we require the object to be bathing in the light. Then we see that we have vision. Very good. Now with that vision, we can see every color and form. Try to see your own eyes. By your own eyes, try. What happened? You have become blind. The same thing is true. Mind can think about everything in this world. But when you focus the mind on its own source, the pure consciousness, the mind disappears. And when the mind disappears, there is nobody born as the knower of truth. On the spiritual path, knowing is being. There is no difference left. That the knower is different from the known. No. And therefore, achintyaha, the best way to be is remain relaxed. Don't bother about. Like many people ask this question, why God has created this world? You go and ask the God, why you bother me? I am not created. Therefore, see the other day, I came out of my house in Bombay and sat in the car, that very time somebody dropped. Swamiji, you are sitting in the car, where are you going? I said, I am going to the toilet. He said, why you tell like that? I said, naturally when you sit in the car, you go away from the house. Don't you have this common sense? In the same manner, when we are sitting in the ahankar, when we are riding the waves of thoughts, we go away from ourselves. See? And when we understand this, with this understanding, we start remaining cool, quiet, alert, vigilant. Then you are not struggling. Anywhere there is a struggle, we are going the wrong way. The other day, we ordered something and that parcel came and we wanted to open it. And my friend was struggling. This happened in in San Jose, to his house. He was, Swamiji, shall I break it open? I said, no. I said, let me see. And I just saw the whole parcel and put my 2 fingers and opened it without even breaking anything. Oh, how did you do that? I said, look here, simple thing. Whenever you are struggling, you are going the wrong way. It's a simple rule in life. Life is without struggle. When we swim along the current of the river, there is no struggle. But when we swim against or across, then there is nothing but struggle. See, friends, in this manner, these achintyaha nirvanaha cha punatya shuddhani abhutani cha. And when we abide in this, then there is neither sin nor merit, neither birth nor death, neither achievement nor failure, neither good nor bad, neither holy nor unholy. Like the space. Can we pollute the space? Nothing can touch the space. Exactly the same way. Nothing can ever really touch us. Effortlessly. What effort the space has to do? Not to get influenced by the dirty smell? No. See, friends, not getting influenced by anything is natural. Like eyes are not influenced by any color and any form. Therefore, they can illuminate every form and every color. Ears are not influenced by any sound. Therefore, they influence every sound. Mind is not influenced by any thought, good or bad. And therefore, mind can entertain every thought. So also, the conscious reality that we are is not influenced by the waking, the dream, the deep sleep and samadhi. And therefore, these four experiences, like the clouds come in the sky. One type of clouds come, dark, thundering, raining heavily. They also go away. Second type of clouds come, only making noise, no rains. They also go away. Then there is a pitch darkness, that also disappears. And then there is a cloudless blue sky, but that also disappears. These four experiences are: raining experience is the waking, the thundering experience is the dream, the darkness experience is the deep sleep, and Nirabra Akash, the cloudless space, is the samadhi. But all of them are coming and going. The cloud comes from nowhere, goes nowhere. Where from the dreamer comes, and where does he go? Where from the deep sleeper comes, and where does he go? Where from the waker comes, and where does he go? They merely appear as the bubbles. But that in which this whole drama is appearing, that is the truth. Hold on to this. See, friends, then we mean real spiritual life. See? Therefore, anybody who has to do anything in this world can never guide us on the spiritual path. Somebody has to do something, he will use us. Because for him, our unfoldment is not important. For him, his project is important. See, friends. Therefore, tasya samsaro nasti. To this absolute self, there is no limitations and influence of samsara means relativity. No problems of relativity will ever touch such a great master. And therefore you will see all the great masters who lived in this world, belonging to all cults, all the religions, all the places in the world. For them, there was nothing like achievement and failure. It just happened. See, friends. Tasya samsaro nasti. After having given this, now the truth is being spoken further. Atma sanya shiva shuddha eka eva dvayasada brahma rupadaya brahma kevalam pratibhasate. And having recognized oneself as the absolute infinite reality, then for him there is no other experience than the self. See? When I look at my toe, what is my experience? I am looking at me. When I look at my pain, my experience is I am looking at me. When I am having a scratch somewhere, there also I am. Things may be many, but I continues to be one. And therefore, when my tongue is bitten by my teeth, then the teeth don't tell the doctor, the tongue doesn't tell the doctor, remove the teeth. No. Because everywhere I alone is. This is the ultimate experience. And therefore, such a master who lives in this world, then only these statements can casually come. O Lord, they know not what they are doing, forgive them. It is not a dialogue written by a script writer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. These mantras, they appear naturally. It is not written by a poet. See, mantras are not the production of the human intellect. They are the revelation of the divinity. See, friends, Kevalam Brahma Pratibhasate. The experience is only the ultimate, undivided, conscious being. Therefore, Jagad Rupadaya Epi Brahmaiva Pratibhasate Vidya Avidyadi Bhedena Bhava Bhavadi Bhedataha. Thereafter experience is everything is Paramatma. See, Ishavasyavidam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Manjitha Ma Grudakkasya Siddhanam. Ishavasya says, this whole world is nothing but Paramatma himself. See, when we look at the world as a field of enjoyment, we will be indulgent and perverted and ultimately frustrated. But when we look at the whole world as the divine presence, indulgence will disappear. Only love, surrender and service will naturally manifest. See? And then when it is said, Kurvan neveha karmani jiji visheshatagam sama, it doesn't mean live for 100 years. That is not the purpose. The purpose is live every moment 100%. What will you do if you have to curse somebody? Then curse him. May you live 100 years and suffer. Living a long life is not a blessing. You are the old fellows. See, one day, two examples I'll give you. I was invited in one medical college in Coimbatore for inauguration of a department. I don't know anything in medicine, etc. So they say, Swamiji, we are going to open a geriatrics department. You come and give us the talk. So I went there and I don't know what is geriatrics. So I was sitting there and about 1,000 people, different types, and I was sitting there watching. So somebody from USA was called, and then with the necktie and everything, he started presenting with a PowerPoint or a slideshow. This is my house. I thought geriatrics means a construction department. Second slide there. This is my dog. Oh, it is the animal department. Then third slide. This is my wife. Shown in the order of importance. And after going through so many slides, then I came to know that it is the department of the oldies. And then they asked me to speak. I said, first of all, thank you for inviting me, but you have invited a wrong person. I want to blame all the doctors and medical science. Why don't you allow the old people to die? See? Why don't you allow them? Simply keeping life for longer period of time. What is achieved? See, friends, life must be fulfilled. And life can be fulfilled only if we have this art. Live 100% every moment of your life. And when we start living 100% every moment of our life, then we are ever one with the divine. Then what happens? Two things happen. Number one, desire to live disappears. And desire to die never appears. Thereafter, life is lived through. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihina, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati, nandati, anandati eva. Such a master is ever blissful, spreading bliss all around him. See, friends. Therefore here, Jagad Rupam api etat Brahmaiva pratibhasate. This whole world thereafter is nothing but Paramatma. And when we look at the world as Paramatma, the Supreme Reality, we can have only one relation: serve with humility and joy. We can never know the infinite through the limitations of the finite. By our eyes, we can see only the pure spectrum of light rays. We cannot go beyond that. Does it mean that there are no light waves beyond that? It is the limitations of our instrument. In the same manner, the limitations of our mind and intellect will never be able to allow us to comprehend the infinite. The ocean can become a wave. A wave can never become an ocean. See, friends, therefore the ultimate in knowledge is therefore devotion. And devotion is not the make-up devotion. You know, if you study Bhagavad Gita or this Bhagavad Mahapuran, nowhere it is mentioned what are the symptoms of a devotee, whether he puts on the various kinds of lines on the forehead, whether there is a dish antenna, whether there are different types of malas, you know, Rudraksha mala, and then a Spatika mala, and a Tulasi mala, and Vaijanti mala. No. Funny kind of clothes. It has nothing to do with the devotee. See, friends. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha. The one who carries zero hatred for anything or anybody in this world, he is my devotee. See, friends, therefore, as we are always loving ourselves, in the same manner, our love for the totality becomes natural. Because there is no sense of otherness. So, Vidya, Avidyadi Vedena, the same reality is expressing as both the knowledge and ignorance, Bhava, Abhava, both at the present and absent. Guru Shishyadi Vedena, Brahmaiva Pratibhasate. Now the same Paramatma has taken the Upadhi, the conditioning of the Guru, and the same Paramatma has taken the Upadhi or conditioning of the disciple, and the dialogue is going on. In the life of Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when Vivekananda, the then Narendra Ghosh, was asked to come, because he had not come for so many days. So he sent a message. When Narendra came, he told his Guru, "Sir, you are getting attached to me. As a Guru, you should not be attached to disciple. All the disciples think they are wiser than the Guru." Then Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, "My dear child, you accepted me on the strength of doubt, suspicion. But I know you, what you are." See the difference. The Guru knows. He is not talking to a disciple. Guru knows. The Lord has taken the form of a disciple and he has come. And therefore, any Guru worthy of his name will never have disrespect for his disciples. See, friends. Therefore, Guru Shishyadi Vedena. The same Paramatma wanted to play, like we play meditation, he wanted to play disciple Guru. Let us play. Don't you see in your house the children play? The brother and the sister, they become husband and wife and start playing. And a brother who has become husband, he comes from outside. Shall we start? Okay, start. Right in the space, there is nothing there. And husband comes, tag, 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 tag. The wife is the other side. Who has come? He says, who can come other than me in this house? These dialogues are not written by any script writer. Every day they hear at home. And then the door is open. Karararara. Because every day they see that the door opens with a sound, noise. Then he says, is there anything to eat? Daily question. The child knows it by heart. And wife gives the reply, the moment you come in the house, eat, eat, eat. I don't know, last night what, you were buffalo or what? Okay. And then she says, okay, sit down, and gives. Eat. Yesterday's leftover and day before yesterday's thrown away. And then he starts eating. Oh God, how dirty it is, like, the cow dung. Husband said, wife immediately gives. I don't know what your mother has fed you right from childhood. He who knows the taste of the cow dung. See, these dialogues, they are not written. Every time it is happening, it's a great fun. In the same manner, the Lord wanted to have fun. Ananda deva kalvimani bhutani jayante anandena jatani jivanti. God did not create this world out of frustration. He is manifesting only bliss. Bliss is real, blisters are not real. See, friends. Therefore, other than him, nothing is Guru Shishadi Bhedena Brahmaiva Kevalam Shuddhate Vidyate Tattva Darshane. Thus, he who is abiding in his absolute self, for him there is nothing other than the Paramatma. Therefore, what are the things? Nacha vidya cha vidya na jagatchana cha param satyatvena jagatbhanam samsarasya pravartakam. Now here from the samsara this world comes into existence. Be very attentive. Satyatvena jagatbhanam. When we take this world to be real, then only it becomes a problematic thing. When we don't take this world as real, then it is a fun, it is not real. Then you can really enjoy life. See? But for us, everything is so solid reality. Only thing, because we are not contemplated. One day, one of my friends in Bombay, he is ophthalmologist. He was driving me after the lecture and he said, Swamiji, you say that the whole world is only imagination. Now I am driving you, avoiding the traffic. Is it imagination? I said, keep it first of all outside the thing, then I'll talk to you. He stopped. I said, fortunately you are ophthalmologist. Tell me how the knowledge takes place about the colors and forms. Only images are formed on the retina. The knowledge that we have is only of the images, not the real thing. See, friends. And where is the world? World is only in the mind. God created woman. Man created daughter. Man created wife. Man created mother. When the woman is looked upon as a daughter, compassion and love flows. When the woman is looked upon as a wife, Bhadrakali, Mahakali, Kapali, Karali. And when the same woman is looked upon as a mother, an ocean of compassion and love. So the woman is the one. It is God's creation. Our creation is daughter, wife, and mother. And who is miserable in this world? Woman is never miserable. And wife is never happy. Think. Because we take, this is real, this is not real. It is just only, as long as we are identified with the body, then only we have to play various roles. When we are not identified with the body, as in deep sleep, that time, tatra mata amata bhavati, tatra pita apita bhavati. In the deep sleep, we are neither mother, nor father, nor brother, nor sister, nor American, nor Indian, nor Hindu, nor Muslim, nor man, nor woman, nothing. And therefore we are happy. come to discover this truth. When we take this world to be real, then only we suffer. Like many people ask us this question. Swamiji, you are a devotee of Krishna? I said, yes. Then what should I do? Steal something from your house? No. When he is going to come down? Why should he come down? There is so much of terrorism, so much of chaos going on. He should take avatar. I said, no, it's not that bad. It's still better. I don't think it is bad. He told me it's still time. No, I don't think it can be worse than this, he asked me. I said, okay, let us find out. Earlier it was not bad, I don't think. Later it will not be bad, I cannot imagine worse than this. Very good. Earlier you were there? No. Later you will be there? No. Now the world is terrible and you are there. So who is the cause? You are. Change yourself. Don't bother about the world. See? When we thus remain with our own self, then how to live in this world? You know, in India, there is one state called as Karnataka. Karnataka means do a drama. In a drama, there are two types of parties. One is the audience and second is the actor on the stage. Never be in the audience, be on the stage. So what the actor does, according to the particular drama which is going on, the story is developed, very pathetic, emotional upsurge is brought in the audience, and then one actor like me comes and he starts crying and he is being tortured and blah blah blah. And all the audience, they also take out their tissue papers and start crying by the nose. The latest fashion of crying is not by the eyes, they cry by the nose. Because if they do it, you know, with the eyes, the eyelashes will come out. So, there is no artificial nose, therefore they can afford to touch it. Don't cry even wholeheartedly. And when this audience is crying, that time what goes in the mind of the actor? Arey, you dumb fellows, I am paid to cry fake. And you are paying and crying really. This is just a drama. Don't take it seriously. See, as you listen to my talks, like that you listen to the world. Like my talks will not change you at all. Similarly, if somebody tells you that you are a fool, why do you take it seriously? When I tell you that you are a Brahman, you don't accept. But when somebody tells you are a fool, you accept. See, friends, just play your role perfectly. And when we are playing the role, we play our role so beautifully, so perfectly, that the audience starts thinking, he is really suffering, but we are not. In the same manner, whatever role the Lord has given us, play your role so perfectly. After the husband has gone to the office, then relax and sleep. You don't have to become serious. Why? Other people's husbands are always good like that. It is always like that. The grass on the other side of the fence is green. It is not like that. There is no husband which is a good husband and an intelligent husband in this world. One son asked his father, Dad, I want to become an intelligent husband. Dad looked at him and didn't reply. He was house packing, his water. Again, Dad, you are not replying me. I want to become an intelligent husband because mom always calls you dumb. I don't like anybody calling me dumb. So please tell me how to become intelligent husband. Then the father Uvacha, the father said, my dear child, No intelligent person ever becomes husband. You know that? There is nothing like intelligent husband. Those who are fools, they only become husband. So now you decide. You have got a choice. See friends, don't take anything seriously in life. Live lightly in the light of wisdom. Asatyatvena bhanam tu samsarasya nivartakam gato yamadvidyatum niyamaha ko anvavikshate. Therefore, when you take this world as not real, it is just a fun. And therefore, we are in this world only for one purpose, and that is pastime. Nothing else. And whenever we do anything for time pass, I is not created. When I is not created, there is no time, space and object. When there is no time, space and object, you are out of this relative world. And when we are out of this relative world, then alone real bliss starts expressing through us. And when we are in the company of such great masters, their very presence makes a change in our life. Because they are not caught up in anything in this world. Therefore, don't take this world as very serious. Now, to know this reality, Vina pramana sushtutvam yasman sati padarthavihi ayam atma nitya siddha pramane sati vasate. Now, to know oneself, we don't require anything else except the right means of knowledge. See, one dumb story I'll tell you. Are you ready to suffer furthermore? Yes, everybody? Yes. Or I can stop any moment because I have nothing to say. So, there was a king, and this king was, little dumb kind of king. So, when there was darkness, so he called a minister. Wash away all the darkness. So, the minister called a fire brigade, started washing. Sir, we are washing, but darkness is not going. Okay, call the sweepers and start sweeping away. Darkness is removed. Okay, call the vacuums and nothing is happening. You may do anything, darkness will not move unless the right means of knowledge is brought. And how much? Suppose the darkness is 1 million years old. To remove the 1 million old darkness, do you require a huge light or one matchstick is enough? See friends, darkness is not. It is absence of light. In the same manner, this world is not. You are there. If a person asks me this question in Bombay, Swamiji, last 3 months I am having this terrible fear. Why did you go out of Bombay? You should stay in Bombay only. You go for 3-4 months and we suffer here. I said, okay, what happened? Last 3 months I am having a fear. What fear? When I die, I said, don't worry, I promise you will die. Next. No, not like that. When I die, what will happen to my wife, my children, my property, my business? What will happen? I said, you ask them. Then they will tell you, Papa, we are waiting. Go now. When I is not there, my wife has no existence. When I is not there, my property has no existence. Every my is supported by I. If I is not there, the my disappears. See friends, that is why Vedanta tells us we have to get freedom from I, not freedom for I. Freedom for I is, earlier, I used to eat meat every day. Since I came on this line, now I eat meat alternate day. Improvement. Earlier, I used to drink every day. Now I drink only on Thursday. Sai Baba ke samne. See friends, this is not spiritual life. Come to discover your essential self. And for that, pramane sati. Like if we have to see the colors and forms, Can we take the book and put near the ear? Let me see how it is. We are doing wrong. We can never see the book by the ears. You have to use the right means of knowledge. In the same manner, to know oneself, we require the right means of knowledge. Right means of knowledge is Atmopanishad. And analysis of our every experience in the light of the pointers given by the Upanishad. It is not a mechanical. Take the mala and then all the gods get confused. Who called? Is it Rama? No, I don't think it is my name. Krishna comes. Krishna, no, it's not my name. All the gods are confused because of our chanting. That is not the way. See, friends, only analyze your own experience and learn from every experience. For a spiritual seeker, every experience is a spiritual examination. Every experience. When we go for the examination, we are prepared. In the same manner, every interaction that we go through in the life, that is our spiritual examination. See? But like some of the students, I don't know what happened before the examination, I knew everything. After the examination, I know everything. But in the examination, there was a blackout. In the same manner. You know, when the problem comes, then we are not able to remember what is the spiritual life. See, friends. Therefore, it is extremely necessary that we use the right means of knowledge. And Ayam Atma Nitya Siddha. We don't have to create the self. It is eternal presence, Nitya Siddha. Only come to cognize what you are. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya